my channel. If you haven't been here before, my name is Debbie and generally I just read a lot of books. But today I'm talking about a musical, which is Fisherman Friends, the musical. Now I will say, I knew nothing going in, haven't seen the film, don't know the real life story. Saw it with my friend Jenny at Leeds Grand Theatre and I absolutely adored it. It was so funny, the music was beautiful, the singers, it's got such a big ensemble cast as well, which was really good to see. All the musicians were on stage, so you had members of the cast playing their instruments and it was just incredible. I'm going to tell you who is playing who. Playing Jim, you've got James Gaddis. Playing Danny, you've got Jason Langley. Playing Olwyn, you've got Parisa Shamir. Playing Jargo, you've got Robert Duncan. Playing Maggie, you have Susan Penhavigan. Playing Rowan, Dan Buckley. Leadville is played by Anton Stephans. Yesting and an onstage swing is Dominic Brewer. Arthur, an onstage swing is Martin Cowell. Archie is played by Hadrian DeLacy. Wiggy by Pete Gallagher. Leah by Fia Houston Hamilton. Sally, Hazel Monaghan. Nessa and an onstage swing is Janet Mooney. Elise and an onstage swing plus playing the cello, Hazel Simmons. Ben is played by Tatoka Star. Anne Jobshare on the melodeons is Hazel Askew. Morwenna, also playing drums and percussion, is Louisa Beadle. Anne Jobshare on the melodeons is Mel Biggs. Henry and co-musical director on the violin, acoustic guitar, melodeon and 5-string banjo is James Findlay. Bran, who's on acoustic guitar, mandolin, violin, tenor banjo and electric bass is Alfie Gidley. Grace, who's on the whistle and the Anglo concertina, is Becky Hurst. Eddie, who's on the harmonica, McCann system, duet, concertina, ukulele, guitar and bouzouki is John O'Mahony. Owen and co-musical director is on double bass, acoustic guitar, electric guitar, mandolin and tenor banjo is James William Pattison, and then musician swing is Tam Van Aken. Yeah. And then it was just gorgeous. It started in Port Isaac, Cornwall, a group of male friends who are fishermen who sing sea shanties. That's harder to say than you think. Who sing sea shanties. I will say, if you're not a big fan of sea shanties, you probably won't like this musical. There's a lot of sea shanties in this, but it was just lovely and the music is just gorgeous. And a proper shout out to Parisa Shamir, who plays Alwyn. Her voice, absolutely stunning. That's all I could think as she was singing, was just like, that is just so beautiful. It's just so beautiful. Yeah, so you've got obviously the story of the group being kind of discovered by a guy called Danny, who you find out has actually been fired from the record company that he worked for. And even though he doesn't work for them anymore, he is still scouting in a way. At the beginning of the show you find out that he was supposed to be staying somewhere for a wedding. You find out that his car has been lost to the sea and he has nowhere to stay, and so he is repeatedly begging Alwyn for somewhere to sleep. I think at the beginning of the show, I think he spends like a night or two just on a bench or something like that until he finally gets permission from Alwyn just to have a room for the night. And then he hears everybody singing and he falls in love with their voices, and he calls his previous boss and says, we've got these great musicians, they're beautiful singers, they sing she shanties, but she shanties they sing sea shanties. God, it's like a tongue twister. Danny just completely falls in love with the group and their amazing voices and the history behind the group's singing and the family and the history. And so yeah, it's about him discovering the group and doing all he can to get them to record an album. Essentially, he gets them to do a demo first, which he sends to his ex-boss, and yeah, he really fights for the singers because he wants them to be successful, even if it's with him not working. Though he is determined to be their manager though. Within that you've got the relationship between Alwyn and her father and her grandfather. But yeah, and then you've got Rowan and his wife who own the pub, and they are not doing very well money-wise, and so they're going under. They've got a newborn, and you see their relationship in the musical and what they need to do in order to get out from under, basically, in regards to the money issues that they are having. I found that relationship really sweet, and looking at that storyline, I will say, as soon as the music started, as normal, I got my goosebumps. I always get goosebumps whenever I hear any music starting at a theatre. I love it so much. And the start of the show, when you see the boat through the scrim and you see it all moving around, it's just like, oh, this looks so cool, so cool. I love looking at like set and props and see how they do things. And there's another point in the show when you see them moving the boat, and it's so simple but so effective, because you see them tie rope to either side of the set, and then it's basically a pulley system to get the boat to move, and I just thought that just looks so amazing, and it's so clever, and yet it's so simple. It's so simple. Yeah, it's weird, the little things that you notice. I mean, you could see it happening through the scrim. I was just there thinking, oh, how are they doing that? You know, is it like on wheels or something? Which evidently it's some sort of easy manoeuvring underneath it so that they can use the pulley system. But when the scrim was down, you couldn't really see the rope. At least I wasn't aware of it anyway. As I said, it was more obvious when you could see it all properly, and you could see them putting the rope up, and you could see them like properly like pulling it, and I just really enjoyed it. It makes me want to watch the film. As I said, I've never seen the film or knew the story, and so it was nice to go into a fairly new musical, just not knowing anything about it. And, you know, I've never been like here or there for sea shanties. I wouldn't say that I didn't like them, but I also wouldn't have said that, you know, I was obsessed with them. But I found the sea shanties just like really lovely. And I love the fact that it's got kind of almost a bit of a country feel to it as well with the other songs. I'll admit, listening to, as I said, Parisa Shamir, who plays Alwyn, her voice was just stunning. Whenever she had a solo, I was just like, oh, I need a soundtrack of her singing these songs. I'd love just a cast soundtrack of this musical, but I also now want to go out and buy the actual Fisherman's Friends album. I don't know how I missed it. It was 2010 that they signed the record deal with Universal Music, and that was the year I graduated from uni. So it says that it was essentially an a cappella group. Studio recordings and live performances now often include traditional simple instrumentation. That's what's lovely about the musical. It's just like, it's not a full orchestra, it's performers with instruments on stage, and it just makes it so simple. And the fact that you did have the a cappella stuff as well, you would have somebody just with a harmonica giving them the note, and then they just go straight into it, and it was gorgeous, it was stunning. I loved it so much. There was no weak things about this cast. I cannot think of any negatives to this show. Theatre had great legroom, had great view. I'll insert the picture now as the picture I always have to get of the stage as soon as I sit down. Yeah, we were like dead centre of the balcony, so we were like near the top, but at Leeds Grand there's like there's like two balconies. We weren't at the top. We were on the first balcony as opposed to the second one, which was above us. But yeah, we were pretty much dead centre of the row. We had a perfect view, and I even started recording the bows only to realise, oh wait, no. We've had like one set of bows from the musicians, and now we're going into another song. So I say a song, it was more of a reprise. Yes, so I will insert that footage at the end of this video so that you can see what I did get. I didn't film all of it because once I realised what was happening, it was just like, oh, this feels like it's going on, I'm going to pop my camera, I'm going to poppy this down. As you can tell, I can't stop smiling. This was just such a beautiful show, and yeah, Fisherman's Friends, the musical, I saw it at Grand Theatre. I saw it in November. I am now going to go download the Fisherman Friends album because I was completely in awe of all the music in the show. It was just perfect. It was a perfect matinee performance. The theatre it wasn't completely full for a Saturday matinee, but it was fairly full. I know there were a couple of seats in front of us that, because we were on the second row of the balcony, me and Jenny, and there were two seats right in front of us that nobody went to, so I don't know if it's just a case of like some people just didn't show up or something, I don't know. Because I'm pretty sure if they had been available I would have bought them. But, yeah, just Wonderful, wonderful show. I believe this tour is going on for a while. I think this tour is going to Canada. So, yeah, it's at the end of this month, as in November for me. It's at the Toronto, Canada Royal Alexandra Theatre from November 22nd to, no, that's not right. I see Nov 22 and I think, oh, that's the 22nd of November. No, it's the 27th of November, 2022. But yeah, that's on to the 15th of January 2023 in Canada. And then after that, it goes to Nottingham, January 31st, Sheffield, February 7th, Southampton, 14th of Feb. It's going to Canterbury on the 21st of Feb. Richmond Theatre on the 28th. It's going to Brighton at the beginning of March. That's the 7th of March. Oxford on the 14th of March. Malvern Theatres at the 21st of March. Leicester on the 28th of March. If I keep going, actually there's not many left. It's going to Torquay on the 3rd of April. Truro Hall on the 11th of April. Cambridge Arts Centre on the 25th of April. As I'm giving myself whiplash by looking at this. Bristol Hippodrome on the 2nd of May. Glasgow King's Theatre on the 9th of May. And then London New Wimbledon Theatre on the 16th of May. So I will put the link for the tour in the description below if you do want to get tickets to it. Yeah, I just absolutely loved it. It was so beautiful. The music was fantastic. And the fact that it's a true story, yeah, as I said, if you don't like sea shanties, probably stay away from this one. But if you want a nice feel-good musical about a group of people who just sing for the enjoyment and love of singing and performing in family and history, yeah, I enjoyed this one. So that is the programme. My tickets are on my phone, so I don't have a printout of those. I do actually have a bag of tickets under my bed, but this will go with the programmes under my bed. When I have my own place, I plan on framing some of my favourite programmes, so that is the plan. Fisherman Friends the musical, I saw it at Leeds Grand, and it is on tour. Next stop on the tour, and round about the time you'll be seeing this, it will be in Canada. It will be in Toronto at the Royal Alexandra Theatre. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already, and I will see you next time for another video. Stay safe.